Okay, we're here at the Grosvenor Casino. I'm here with Jacob Ideala, Ideala are the sponsors of the show Rising Stars on February the 7th at Gates of Leisure Centre. Jacob, you've got a bit of background with Steve Wraith with sponsorship and things.
Yeah, I've been working with Steve about 2.5 years now, doing their gangster events, the boxing events, different sporting events, done their sit-down meet and greets with Joe Calzaghe and Carl Froch and David here and stuff. Been exciting times with them.
So you've met some interesting people while you've actually been doing this then?
Yeah, we've done like obviously this store Rising Stars, we've done quite a few where it's been like amateur boxing and kind of like people who are trying to get into professional boxing,
yeah.
So it's been good to see them grow as like boxers and getting somewhere in the career as well.
So is this the first professional show that you've actually been involved in as a sponsor?
No, we did one with Doug Curran as well.
Oh yes.
I can't remember who
the O2 Academy.
Yeah, and he went like the whole 10 rounds on
when
that.
He came in with the gas mask.
Yeah, we had him with the Hannibal Lecter mask on, and the straight jacket and everything, and we had all the V for Vendetta mask on. It looked good.
Yeah.
Everyone was sort of bouncing in the stadium. And that
it was one of
really
the most bizarre entrances I've seen. It was like something Bernard Hopkins would do or something.
Yeah, it was a big shock for everyone. And I got my mate Silver, who's a rapper, like a really famous rapper in Newcastle. He came out and performed like the song and everything as well. So got all the crowd involved, got everyone jumping around, and was talking about like good 4, 5, 6 weeks afterwards. Like we've got about 4,000 hits on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like no advertising, people just talking about it, and that was quite interesting. It was really fun as well.
So a bit of background on yourself then. Obviously Jacob Ideala.
Yeah.
Ideala. What does Ideala do?
Ideala started off as a legal high company, where we sell like alternatives to like smoke and sniff and pills, things like that.
The legal version.
The legal version.
Yes.
You probably heard them demonised a lot in the media, but a lot of that comes to like how people distribute the products, because obviously a lot of them are strictly 18. We've nominated a lot of our products to be strictly 21 as well.
Yeah.
Because we think like certain things are a certain potency. You don't want people taking that even if they're allowed to by law, because it still needs a bit of brain development between 18 and 21. But obviously, like, there's a lot of shops that do kind of sell it to like 15-year-old kids, don't ID people. There's quite a few unscrupulous websites and that as well. But I think where people go wrong with legal highs is the reason it's so demonised. It's like when you hear the word drugs. When you hear the word drugs, you think of a smackhead, not a stoner at home watching Coronation Street having a joint.
Yeah.
It's the same with legal highs.
It isn't going to cause any problems to anybody,
exactly.
Is it?
But legal highs, it's a very broad topic, and there's lots of legal highs. Like people seem to talk about it as if there's one. There's a lot of them. So it's like anything else. It's like got to be
good
careful.
And bad and all sorts.
Yeah, just be careful what you buy. Be careful where you're buying it from. I would probably say, with confidence, I'm the only distributor and retailer in the UK that tries every product before I sell it. If I don't deem it good enough value for money, I won't sell it. I think it's going to be a risk to people's mental health, I won't sell it. I think it's going to be a risk to people's physical health, I won't sell it. Basically, if I'm ill off it, or I think it has a bad effect, or it's not safe, I just won't sell it. We do that with every product before we sell it, because you can't be banging it out like cornflakes like a lot of other shops do, because it is an alternative to a drug at the end of the day. And we're just very stringent with it. Like, we give people a lot of strict advice, we're very vigilant with who we serve. And now, like, my shop have turned into a members club only. So it's actually easier to get a loan off Barclays than it is to join my shop. Yeah. But it means we can be a lot more intimate with customers. We find out their habits, what the home life's like, whether they've got kids, whether they work.
Know your customers at the end
of
the day.
KYC, know your customer, yeah. But people, it seems to get demonised a lot, where like people seem to think there's a load of retailers just selling to kids. Like most of my customers are between like 21 and 45, they're like the professionals. So like a lot of jobs you get drug tested at these days. So like, because people have a little vice on the weekend, go and lose their job, and like a lot of people have had problems with like drugs themselves, and the social services get involved. It's a good way for them to have a bit of a vice and a crutch, and not have the police and social services involved in their whole life, but still looking after the kids and that as well. So I think the main problem comes down to legal highs is parenting in schools. I think if kids were made more aware of the dangers of legal highs from a younger age, rather than wait till they get 15 to 16 and someone try and foist it on them, I think that's where they go wrong. It's like obviously they go around and do talks about like sex and drugs and alcohol, and alcohol's
sexuality.
Exactly. But like alcohol is one of the biggest drugs we have, and that's legally accepted everywhere.
Same as tobacco.
Yeah, but like, to be honest, if you look at the figures for last year's statistics, between alcohol and tabs, it killed 88,000 people, and there was 52 legal high related deaths.
But how much money did the government make off legal highs compared to how much they made off alcohol and tobacco?
Probably, well, they still would have made money off it because obviously it's still a taxable product and stuff. But this is what bugged me. Like say last week, I watched the news last week, and for 25 minutes they whinged on about the NHS. How there's supposed to be at least like 16 nurses to doctors to every A&E department. We currently have 7.6. We're in this major recession, and now they're going on about banning legal highs. So wouldn't it be better just to put like an NHS tax on legal highs, and all the people who want to kill themselves with legal highs can, and all the people suffering with cancer in hospital who have got no money, they can use the legal high money for that to save the people who want to be saved. You know, but like this kind of like, alcohol is acceptable, but people don't realise why it's acceptable. Alcohol is acceptable because it pays for itself.
Yeah.
Like when you drink at a bar, you're putting everything back in the country. So if you need a lung operation or a kidney operation or a stomach operation, that's paid for. With drugs and legal highs, it isn't. So anything that's taken out of it monetary wise, out of the say drug or legal high system, kind of put to this underbelly market. You know what I mean? So it doesn't actually benefit the country where...
And there's a legal high dealer who isn't getting taxed on these things.
No, we do get taxed on that.
All right, you do get taxed on that. So does that tax not go towards
well,
the right
it does,
sort of
but because it's not a regulated market. So if it was a regulated market like alcohol, like you've got brewers and you've got manufacturers and everything's kind of done on the same guidelines, where there's no system in place for legal highs. So the
you've got your
manufacturers do what
standards,
they
but
want.
not everybody has.
Yeah, like we're very stringent and very vigilant in our shop, and who we distribute. We give it like governments. We have a lot of parents coming in asking for advice. We've helped like a lot of people get off alcohol, get off smack. We've even helped people get off legal highs. Like we're not here to like exploit people, but if people are going to take a drug, we're going to. Do you know what I mean? Like, the one thing that tends to annoy me in the news is, say if someone dies off a legal high, and then their parents will come on the news, well, oh, it's very bad, my son's died of legal highs, which is sad and it's unfortunate, but if that person's looked for a legal high, yeah, because whether they've got inner problems or got head problems or home problems, that person's looked for something to make them feel different.
Yeah.
So if legal highs weren't about, they would have either got drunk and rushed to hospital with alcohol poisoning, or they would have took a cowie off some smack and died. Now that person now wouldn't be in the paper whinging about the son dying because no one would care because it was alcohol and drugs. They wouldn't have gone down any path. They would just be sat at home crying. You wouldn't be talking to any media because no one cares about someone that dies from alcohol. No one cares about someone that dies from drugs. I do, but the media and people and things that we read,
very selective.
People don't care. It's very selective. So there needs to be some kind of merriment between these two, and I think if we could regulate legal highs in the same way that we do pawn shops and alcohol, and kind of bring that system together, that would be awesome, I think. We do actually run another company called highlyvigilant.com, if you look that up, and that website is basically dedicated to having a system in place to regulate legal highs throughout the entire country. Tried my best to get David Cameron and all the other people involved, but like no one really wants to know. They just want to kind of demonise it, and obviously we're coming up for elections and stuff as well, so people's more interested in getting the points rather than like sticking the neck out to do something good. But the way I look at it, the country's in a recession now. We're like,
well, it's more of a depression than a recession now, isn't it? Really.
Well, it's getting a bit of both with people, and like mentioning depression, a lot of people suffer with depression. They're the people that turn to drugs. Yeah, I do. I've got bipolar and borderline, so like I deal with that on like a daily basis, and like that's why I get stoned as a person. So like you can't really question someone's motives for why they do something. If they do, it might not be right for themselves long term, but they're doing what's right for themselves.
But if they're causing no harm to anybody else,
well, that's it, isn't it?
That's
like,
the problem.
If you can legally drink 3 litres of bottles of vodka a day and no one's going to qualm it, yeah, what's wrong with me having a legal high joint? Like when I have a drink, I'm a small guy. If I have 10 pints, I think I'm 10 foot tall, 16 foot wide, and I'm not a very nice person. Do you know what I mean? But I have a joint. I work all day. I probably work 14 hours a day every day. I work a lot more than most people who've got nothing wrong with them. So if that's what I need to do to make my life okay and comfortable and happy, I'm not affecting anyone else. As an individual. Yeah. And Ideala, I mean, I'd love to put it out there to a public vote in Newcastle, but we've helped a hell of a lot of people. And like I say, not just getting people off alcohol and drugs, we've helped people off legal highs as well. And like that's what I like to do. I like I'm not saying this in a nasty way, but I like when someone comes to my shop and their life's a mess, they've got no one to turn to, they've got no friends, they've got no family, they've broke up with a girlfriend, they've been sacked from work because they've got depression, they've got a stoner problem, their tolerance has gone through the roof. So we'll work with that person, bring their tolerance down for them over time, get them on lower, like, there's obviously all the products like really strong ones, weak ones, so we work with them. What druggies and people who like to get high tend to do is work up. And this is where you
more
you keep going up, you're going to get to a point where you're not going to get high off anything.
Yeah.
And that's where the problems come in. So we work with people to try and get their potency level down to a reasonable rate with them.
So they don't need to chase the high.
Yeah, and then like amount of people felt like would even just dole forms and CVs and just like those, just helping people really. Like it's more
Identifying what gives them the frustrations.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to just
You've
what
got to establish
alleviates
why
it.
someone does something the way they do. And like a lot of people don't understand their own reasons why they take drugs.
But when you've been through things
alcoholic.
yourself,
Yeah.
it gives you more of an insight for actually
Yeah.
how to help other people, though, doesn't it?
But like say my family, like my mum's part of the family, like they're all raging alcoholics and druggies. So all through my life I've seen the damage alcohol and drugs can cause. And believe me, like people don't think it, but alcohol causes far more problems than drugs. Like half the time when I was a kid I thought my family was on drugs, it wasn't, it was alcohol.
Yeah.
So when I grew up I thought, well, I don't want to be like these people, you know what I mean? So for me, getting stoned is more of a centered thing, which allows me to lead a productive life, not something that I'm killing myself for 10 hours a day to do nothing.
To kill yourself at night time.
But I think this is where education comes in. I think like colleges and universities should have people coming in and doing talks on this, explaining the dangers of them. Like when people come to my shop, we actually give them a flyer saying legal highs can kill, and we give them that when you come and leave. So like they're still aware of the dangers of what they're taking. It's got to be respected. Do you know what I mean?
Well, there was a lot of things 20, 30 years on before that used to be taboo that are actually spoken very openly about these days. So I guess all you can do is keep trying
move
what you're
the
doing,
times, innit?
keep moving forward, get the word out there, and hopefully obviously some people watching this will actually be able to connect with something.
But this is
and be
why
able
we
to
started
get in
doing Ideala Health as well, because like we've got all these people coming to the shop who are spending like whether it's 20, 50 or £100 a week on getting high. So we thought, well, if these people are spending that amount of money just intoxicating their bodies and their brains, we need to do something to even this balance out. So even like basic things like taking vitamin C on the morning, a lot of people who smoke dehydrate and don't have a lot of vitamins in them. Like smoking kills off your vitamin C in your body.
Yeah.
And like I know it just sounds like vitamin C is not a big deal, but it is a big deal when you have a vitamin C deficiency. Like it affects your mood, how tired you are, different things like that. So even just like encouraging people to go to the gym, bulk themselves up, get fit, go for a run, take some vitamins, take some supplements. Like even if they just spend £20 a week on getting better, like you're spending 70 quid a week on getting high.
Jacob,
Thank you very much.
I will see you again, my friend.
No problem.
Jacob Ideala.